Hello friends, it's Alexis, and welcome to another round of TBR Pop. I know everybody's been starting off their February TBR videos by talking about how they can't believe it's February. I am the complete opposite. Did January feel like it was a year long to anyone else? That month was never ending. It was honestly terrible. So I'm really hoping February and the upcoming months of 2026 are a lot better. The only good thing about the world being terrible right now is that I'm finding myself reading a lot more as a form of escapism, if we had to put a silver lining on it. Even though I did read 11 books in January, I did not complete all of the books on my TBR.
This guy sucks.
I know. What is wrong with me? I only had to read 5 books and I couldn't do it. The book that I did not finish and will result in me getting a penalty is Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I did start it, as you can see from my Michael Myers bookmark, but I only got 7 pages in. I'm still looking forward to this. I'm still planning on reading this in February, so I'm actually rolling it over to this TBR. Even though it won't be eligible for any of the prompts I get with the darts, I am still really excited to read this, so I'm making it official. It's going on the February TBR. Now I do have to pull a penalty, so let's see what our punishment is going to be. You can look first. All unread added to current TBR. That is actually so perfect because I was already going to do that. Okay, I am very happy with this punishment. It could have been a lot worse. So all this means is the books that I did not finish in the last TBR have to be added onto this month's TBR, which I was just saying I was going to do anyways. Real quick before we get into our game, I do have to tell you about readathons and challenges I'm participating in February that I'm going to try to be matching books up to. So first up, you already heard about this if you watched my reading journal video, but from February 6th to the 13th, I will be participating in Jante's Inferno. This is a week-long readathon hosted by Jan Agaton, and it's all about reading books to escape hell. It is inspired by the classic Dante's Inferno. I am also a part of Jan's Patreon, and one of her year-long challenges is called the Coffin Covers Challenge, and every month we try to read a book with something on the cover. So for February, it's to read a book with a heart on the cover. So I do have something in mind for this. Hopefully the board is nice and we can get it on the official TBR. And then the other reading challenge I'm participating in this year is the Buzzword Challenge. And February's prompt is to read a book with a keyboard key in the title. So things like space, enter, return, anything that is a key on the keyboard. But with all of that out of the way, it is time to play TBR Pop. I once again have decision paralysis and I don't know where to aim first. The red balloon in the second middle row, sort of calling to me. I guess let's aim for her first. Well, I think that was close, but it completely bounced off the board. Let's try again. All right, I guess we're going with purple. Oh my God, I just picked up the fallen dart and you wanna know why it bounced off the board? I forgot to remove the plastic cover on the tip. No wonder. But prompt number 1 is going to be newest book on the TBR. Okay. We are not starting off strong with this one. I did not have any of the books that I have purchased recently on my hopefuls list, but that is okay. I'm not going to complain because I am actually looking for any excuse to read this book, and that is The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. I was seeing this book everywhere at the end of 2025, and it didn't really seem like my thing. I'm very picky when it comes to my romantasy, but then somebody described this as like super, super slow burn with like the best yearning. And that is exactly my cup of tea. I crave that unlike any other trope in romance. So I thought, month of love, the board is working in our favor. Let's just add it to the TBR. So this one is all about Gray Flynn, who has dedicated her life to her mage, Kier. She will be his blade on the battlefield, his healer and protector. The deep well of raw power inside her is Kier's to wield. They are bound together by blood and magic, but there is one truth Gray dare not reveal, not even to Kier. When a quest to protect the child of an enemy kingdom pulls them into a dangerous mission, Gray will need to decide what she's willing to sacrifice to protect her secret. For Gray is no ordinary magical well, and if she dies, all magic dies with her. I think this is the perfect book to read in the month of love, and I really hope it gives me everything I've been craving in a romance. We could go for that red again, or I'm kind of feeling the light green. Let's go for the one in the bottom. Oh, that is close, but it did not hit the blue. Yes! That was a good throw. Prompt number 2 is going to be latest release. So this is an author's newest release. This one works out a lot better. This is a book that I had on the hopefuls list that I need to read actually this week for a project I'm working on, and that is King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. This one is the latest thriller release by one of my favorite authors, and this one is all about a family that has gotten itself wrapped up into some pretty bad business as they try to unravel this entanglement, all while staying alive. This one follows the eldest son of the Carruthers family, Roman. He left the smoke and fire of his family's crematory business behind in his hometown of Jefferson Run, Virginia. He is enjoying a life of shallow excess as a financial advisor in Atlanta until he gets a call from his sister, Nevaeh, telling him their father is in a coma after a hit-and-run accident. When Roman goes home, he learns the accident may not have been what it seems. His brother Dante is deeply in debt to dangerous, ruthless criminals. I have already started this one because, as I mentioned, I am reading it for a video I'm working on, but I'm very excited to get something I'm already in the middle of on my TBR. Like, if this isn't the month that I can finish the TBR, I don't know what is. I'm thinking I want some pink in the mix, so let's go with the dark pink in the bottom row to the right. This is going to be a hard angle for me, so hopefully I don't hit my wall again. Oh my god, that was so close to the wall. Oh, another green, but that is okay. And it's a horror bingo prompt, so let's see what we're reading off of the bingo board. Prompt number 3 is going to be title includes a verb. I don't remember what I picked for this, so I'm gonna have to go look at my horror bingo TBR and I'll let you know. Okay, again, not a book that I was planning to read this month, but we're just gonna look on the bright side. We are checking off another box on my horror bingo board, and we are going to be reading It Will Only Hurt for a Moment by Delilah S. Dawson. If you remember from my horror bingo TBR I made, this is not the original book I had planned for this space. To be honest, the author that I was planning to read, I just read one of her books last month and it wasn't my favorite, so I kind of want to take a break from her before I read anything else. I'm always down to read a Delilah S. Dawson. I've loved everything she's ever written. Yeah, I gave both Bloom and Guillotine 5 stars. So if we can keep up that track record, that would be incredible. And there's a good chance because this one sounds so good. This one is about Sarah Carpenter, and she is starting over. She's on the run, leaving behind her unsupportive, narcissistic ex-boyfriend and alcoholic, abusive mother, and heading for a new beginning at Tranquil Falls, a secluded artist's colony on the grounds of a closed hotel. There, with no cell signal or internet to distract her, she hopes to rediscover her love for pottery and put the broken pieces of her life back together. But when Sarah uncovers the body of a young woman while digging a hole for a pit kiln, things start to fall apart. Her fellow artists begin to act in troubling ways. The eccentric fiber artist knits an endless scarf. The musician plays the same carousel song over and over until his fingers bleed. The calligrapher grins with ink-stained teeth. Not to mention the haunting dreams Sarah has night after night. Okay, this already sounds super creepy, and I'm down. It's giving me culty vibes, and I love anything to do with a cult. All right, time for throw number 4. I want to avoid any more horror bingo prompts because I actually don't have any other horrors that I'm like looking forward to reading this month. I definitely want to get more romance on the TBR, so let's see if we can do it. So we're gonna stick to the left side of the board where it's maybe a little safer, and I'm feeling one of the light blues. They're all sort of near each other, so it really doesn't matter where I aim, but I think I'm gonna go for the one in the second row. Oh my gosh, my aim is so off today. Okay, that's fine. It's gonna be a good one. For prompt 4, we will be reading a book that is nonfiction. Okay, this works well with my yearly goal of reading 10 nonfiction. Can't be mad at it. This is really turning into the longest TBR ever because, once again, I was not planning to read a nonfiction this month. I mean, I should have been to match up with my goal of reading 10 this year, but I thought I would be able to catch up later. The board had other ideas. It wants me to stick to this goal. So I've decided to add on Pandora's Jar, Women in the Greek Myths by Natalie Haynes. I am always down to read about Greek mythology. I'm super, super interested in it. And this month, it is even more heightened than normal because Dan is currently playing Hades 2. So on my TV, while he has been playing, I have been watching and seeing all of these Greek character names pop up. And because he knows of my interest, he'll sometimes ask me like, oh, do you know who so-and-so is? What is their story? What is their legend? And I love it. I love having that inclusion, being able to talk to him about something I'm interested in that is now mixed into his interests with the video games. And I feel like this will be a good refresher, plus probably teach me about a woman from Greek mythology that I've never heard of. So very excited for this. In Pandora's Jar, Natalie Hayes turns the tables, putting the women of Greek myths on equal footing with the men. With wit, humor, and savviness, Hayes revolutionizes our understanding of epic poems, stories, and plays, resurrecting them from a woman's perspective and tracing the origins of their mythic female characters. She looks at women such as Jocasta, Oedipus's mother turned lover then wife, at once the cleverest person in the story, and yet often unnoticed. She considers Helen of Troy, whose marriage to Paris caused the Trojan War, a somewhat uneven response to her decision to leave her husband for another man. She demonstrates how the vilified Medea, one of my favorite stories in Greek mythology ever, was like an ancient Beyonce getting her revenge on the man who hurt and betrayed her, if by extreme measures. And she turns her eye to Medusa, the original monstered woman who had her hair turned to snakes as punishment for being raped. Oh my gosh, can I start this now? I don't know if I've ever actually read the back of this, because what do you mean this has just been sitting on my shelves unread? This is going to be so fun. And finally, we have throw number 5. So we kind of have a color pattern here. It went purple, green, green, purple. So the next one I should do is a green. We have a lot of greens on the right side of the board where it's in dangerous proximity to horror bingo. So I think I'm gonna go for the dark green in the top left-hand row. And I think it'll create a really cool color pattern with the balloons. I don't know why I'm so concerned with the colors, but it makes me happy to think about. So here we go. Last start. Can we do it? Way off. Let me know what I should get for getting one of the letters. Should it be a reward or a punishment? Attempt number 2. Oh, still so high. I'm just nervous about hitting one of the pink ones. Okay, this time we're gonna get it. Oh my gosh, we got the purple one again. Apparently the color of the month is purple. And now for our final prompt, we will be reading a book with a color in the title or in the author's name. This is fine, really fine. I'm gonna have like 20 books on the TBR to read, but the board has spoken and I am officially putting Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood on the TBR. The good thing with this one is it is knocking out the 2 challenges that I need to complete this month. For our keyboard key, we have the and symbol. I know it's not an ampersand, but just let me have this, okay? I can't add any more books onto my list. And then for the coffin covers challenge, there are little hearts. Also, my goal of getting more romances on the TBR. Okay, so this isn't all bad. I'm sure I can find a way to fit this into my Jante's Inferno TBR. It's all gonna be fine. This one is one of Allie Hazelwood's young adult books, which I don't think I've ever read. I think I've only read her adult, so I'm curious to see how they differ. I'm sure this is going to be super, super cute and fluffy, and I tend to usually really enjoy Allie Hazelwood, so I mean, this is gonna be great for February. This is about Mallory Greenleaf. Oh my gosh, another color in the name. She is done with chess. Every move counts nowadays. After the sport led to the destruction of her family 4 years earlier, Mallory's focus is on her mom, her sisters, and the dead-end job that keeps the lights on. That is, until she begrudgingly agrees to play in one last charity tournament and inadvertently wipes the board with notorious king killer Nolan Sawyer, current world champion and reigning bad boy of chess. This is so dramatic. I'm living. Nolan's lost to an unknown rookie. It's Rook E, like the chess piece, shocks everyone, especially Mallory. What's even more confusing? His desire to cross pawns again. What kind of gambit is Nolan playing? The smart move would be to walk away, resign, game over, but Mallory's victory opens the door to sorely needed cash prizes, and despite everything, she can't help feeling drawn to the enigmatic strategist. This is gonna be so cute. Like, are you kidding? I love the chess puns already. Also, I do think it's gonna fit for a Jante's Inferno prompt because there is a prompt, actually two, that are next to each other, so I'm planning on doubling up, and they are to read a book with a grumpy character, which it sounds like Mallory is a little grumpy in this. I mean, they described her as begrudgingly agreeing to play one last chess game. Maybe. Let me know if you've read it, if that'll count. And to read a book you picked for the cover. I mean, the fact that there were hearts on the cover definitely went into me picking this book. So I think this would be a pretty solid choice for the readathon TBR. All right, we have our stack here. Doesn't look too intimidating. They are all pretty short books until we add in everything else I'm planning to read this month. Let me get it. Yeah, it just got a lot more intimidating, and this isn't even counting the audiobooks and stuff I have out from the library that I'm planning to get to. All I'm gonna have time to do in February is read. That is going to be all from me today, friends. I literally need to stop talking right now and get a head start on this TBR because I don't know how else I am planning on finishing it. Please let me know in a comment below what is a book on your February TBR or hopefuls list that you are very excited to get to. Or if you would just like to leave me an emoji to let me know you are here, let's go with the jar emoji for Pandora's jar. I think that is definitely the one that I'm going to start first. I am so intrigued by it, and I just want to know more about these figures in Greek mythology. As always, friends, I hope you read a good book today, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye!